Hey guys, welcome back to another Umbreon with the Snorlax Head video. And today, I want to wish you guys a happy Beyblade Day. March 21st is officially Beyblade Day. 3, 2, 1, go shoot, right? It's a super cool day for every single Blader fan all around the world because it's the day Tiger Tommy releases worldwide news. And I want to talk a little bit about that, but also about what we're going to be doing today. So today is Beyblade Day, and I thought as a treat for you guys, I'd review two newish Hasbro releases with Wand Wizard in the Hasbro naming scheme, or Buster Drawn in the Hasbro naming scheme as well. Tiger Tommy, you'll find these as WizardRod and DranBuster. These are two super exciting releases because they're in the UX line. This is sort of like an evolution line where every single bay, it's just a little bit different. I'll explain when we get to the parts. Currently, in Tiger Tommy's Beyblade, there are three systems. There's the BX line, the UX line, and the CX line. Each standing for something. BX, basic line, UX, unique line, and CX, custom line. Now you can probably already tell what these names mean and what they entail, right? Because BX is all your normal bays, the first pretty much wave of Beyblade X, and then you have your UX, which is your unique line, which has all the gimmicks, all the sort of like standout things that these bays are supposed to accomplish in battle. While the CX line, the custom line, you guessed it, is about customization. Now, you don't have to worry too much about the CX line right now, especially if you're a Hasbro only Beyblader. As of right now, CX doesn't exist in Hasbro. So there's nothing to worry about. The only two lines currently on store shelves right now for Hasbro are the BX line and the UX line. Now back to Beyblade Day. What's super exciting is that this year, Beyblade is releasing a collection, a premium collection box that has remakes of past generation bays in the current Beyblade X system. And it's super cool to see because you have Valkyrie, you have Pegasus, and a bunch of other fan favorites. This is also the first time we'll be getting a left spin winder launcher, which is super cool because I know a lot of people definitely want one for their Dragoon builds. Along these bays being released, Tiger Tommy probably will announce some new product or some new event on Beyblade Day. Since we're so new to Beyblade X right now, like it's only been 1 years since Beyblade X has been released and on the market, it's only a matter of time before Tiger Tommy decides to do a global world championship, which I think would be super cool, and I would definitely want to compete if Tiger Tommy ever decides to do something. And please, oh please, do not make it a kids only competition. I don't know why sometimes Tiger Tommy / Hasbro does things like this where they'll have like competitions and then make it so only 12 and under can participate. Yes, I know it's a kids game, but a lot of your advertisements in this generation, Beyblade X, have been geared towards adults. No pun intended. So I'm making this video days before Beyblade Day and posting it on Beyblade Day. So who knows what Tiger Tommy is going to release. Hopefully it's something good. Could be World Championships, new Beyblades, it could be freebies for bladers all across the world, maybe some sort of art competition where you get to draw a Beyblade and it gets made into a real thing. I know that's actually already happened. The Beyblade has yet to be released, but it still seems like something super fun is over the horizon. Anyways, on another topic, let's review these bays. I've already opened them, but let's go to past me and check out what the boxes look like. Alright, we're going to start off with DranBuster here. So there it is, DranBuster 160 a cell. Hasbro naming scheme is a little backwards, but I'm going to be referring it to as DranBuster just because I'm more familiar with the Tiger Tommy naming scheme. But here we go. DranBuster, the blade, really good for attack, especially those one-hit KOs. Comes with 160, great for all attack types. And also, it comes with a cell. A cell hasn't seen too much competitive use, but I am currently testing it, so I will let you know if I ever find a good combo for it. Now 160, like I said, lines up with DranBuster, enabling it to have a really big one-hit KO. And it actually advertises that on the box. Like I said, reverses the name order, kind of annoying, but it is a right spin, and it is an attack. It is an attack type, and it is in the UX line. Like I said, UX stands for unique line, so its main gimmick is the one-hit KO. And let's get into it. So it has a little tab here. Let it rip. These things almost never work, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip. That one came off better than expected. Okay, here we go. Let's open the rest of the package. Unfortunately, won't be able to save this one, but hopefully I'll get one in the future where I can just put it on my shelf. But here it is. The launcher went flying, but let me find that. Here it is. It's actually blue. Okay, well this is new. Usually the prongs are black, and I guess for the UX line they're giving us black launchers with different colored prongs. But the ripcord is also a nice blue too. I know in the Tiger Tommy set that DranBuster comes in, they also have a blue launcher ripcord, but it's a full-length one, so unfortunately not a full-length there. But we do get the instructions on how to put the Beyblade together, some basic rules and info you need to know about Beyblade X if you're completely new to it, which is super cool that they include these. They don't have to, but I'm so glad that they do, especially for new players and people that have never played with Beyblade in their lives, frankly. They can just look at these and understand most of the rules, if not all of them. There's also some cautionary text all over it, some legal jargon and such, but still super cool. Thanks Hasbro for including that. And let's get to the parts. There's our 160, looks pretty good. I love these blue on blue. It's very, I don't know, Sonic-y if anything. There's a cell. It is a chonky bit. It does have a bit of extra gears on it than a normal bit would, so we'll talk about that later. But here is our DranBuster Blade. UX, attack type, one-hit KO. Look at that drawn in the middle, breathing fire. I love this Blade's design. It's so... wow. I love Excalibur from the Burst series, so seeing it sort of reimagined in the Beyblade X system is super cool. Wish you guys could see how beautiful it is. These blues do not pop on the camera for some reason, but that's gonna be it. Let's get to WizardRod, or Wand Wizard. Here we go, Wand Wizard, or more commonly known as WizardRod. Here's the front of the box, here's the back, and there it is, WizardRod. Very good stamina type, like probably the best in the game right now. If you want to make a combo, make sure it beats Rod. It's strong centrifugal force, so that's what's advertised on the box there. And then we do have the rest of the parts. 570, which is okay, pretty good. 70 height is not bad. Disc ball, which is a little bit interesting. We'll talk about that in a little bit more, but here's the rest of the box. Wand Wizard 570 disc ball. Let's try and get it open. These things are always hard to get to. Three, two, one. Let it rip. And it did not come off as well, but we'll just get into the box anyways. It's not like we're keeping this one either, but here we go. Let's get all these parts out, and we lost the launcher to this one too. That's fine. It's basically the same launcher as DranBuster's, just with actually this one came with a black ripcord, so that we might see a different colored ripcord. But no, they also still gave us a white and black pronged ripcord, or sorry, launcher. But let's get into these parts. So 570, 70 is the middle height between 60 and 80, and it's actually pretty good. Like 5 is really good for stamina, but loses to 960, which is unfortunate. But then we have disc ball. So disc ball isn't currently the best stamina. It's still relegated to only ball, but there is some funny combos you could do if you wanted to with that. I'll definitely be testing it and find something to share with you guys. Then we have our main piece, the blade, WizardRod. So the thing with all UX bays is that none of them have metal prongs. All their prongs are plastic. And because of that, all the metal's on the outside, making it feel extra heavy. So let's get our pieces, let's put this together. And there it is, WizardRod 570 disc ball. It's definitely a tall bay. Super fun. I'm just gonna spin it right here so you guys can see it. Spins beautifully. Definitely gonna do a better spin test in the stadium, but it's one of the best stamina bays. So let's get to the part by part. Alright, here we are at the table. We're actually gonna do a part by part for each of these bays. So let's get started with DranBuster. So here we have the blade. Like I mentioned before, this is an excellent attack type, especially if you're going for those one-hit knockouts. All of the weight is really centered around this big, like, sword-looking area right here. And the way that it's positioned, it's right there, sort of hitting the underside of the bay, making sure that it can get a huge one-hit knockout, get that extreme zone really quickly, and it's super cool. Then we have 160, which is pretty identical in shape to DranBuster already. And what's super cool is that when we put these two together and lock it in, it lines up perfectly. Like, that is super cool that it just adds all that weight in one spot to DranBuster, allowing it to get the one-hit knockout like 10 times more consistently. But I think it's super cool because this ratchet, is perfect for attack types, not just DranBuster, which are looking for the one-hit KO, but other attack types that are looking for bit bursting or just bursting in general, and knockouts as well, because it allows you to concentrate all the attack power on one contact area, which I think is super cool. But also, I've seen it pop up in defensive builds and stamina builds as well. It sort of imbalances your own blade, allowing you to sort of, how do I say, be imbalanced. Therefore, whenever you get hit, you unbalance your opponent. It's kind of awkward, but it makes sense when it actually happens and you see it. But that locks together really nicely. And then we have our bit. So this bit's name is Usel, which is super cool, and it has a thick band around the middle right here, allowing it to have a lot of burst resistance, so it's not going to burst as often compared to bits that have a smaller band. So if you remember from my last video, I did talk about the gear ratios just a little bit. So flat came on the first drawn Beyblade. It was drawn sword, and it's really good for its attack. But the gear ratio on this was 12 gears, right? It did have a really good, strong extreme dash, but it wasn't the quickest out there. It was actually a low flat that did extreme dashes even faster. but less consistently. Then you have Rush. Rush actually has a different amount of gears on it. It has only 10 instead of 12 of the normal, and because of that, it does the extreme dashes much more consistently, and it has a smaller flat base, allowing it to have a little bit less friction, so it's able to move around a bit more, and you can control it a little bit more than flat can be. I think that's super cool. But now you have a cell, and a cell has a total of 16 gears, which is 4 more than a normal bit, and because of that, it speeds on the X line, which is pretty scary and pretty cool at the same time. But because of this, it does lose a lot of its stamina, so it's kind of an all or nothing bit. I would love to take this to a locals sometime to maybe try and get it to work, but for now, it can't. I haven't found anything. Let me know if you found anything down in the comments. But here it is, the full combo, and let's weigh it, see how much it's got. So here we have our trusty scale, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on. Let's see. Comes out to a total of 45.7, and let's just do the bit. It is, sorry, let's, yeah, 45.7. Okay, let's just do the bit. 2.7, so I see where that 0.7 is coming from. But then we have our ratchet, which is a 6.1, 6.2 grams, pretty good for 160. And then we have our drawn blade, which comes in at a whopping 37.1, which isn't too terrible. Pretty good for an attack type, but like I said, here it is all together. Super cool. Wish the cameras got how beautiful this blue is, but there it is all together. Now let's move on to Wand Wizard, or more commonly known as WizardRod. WizardRod 560 disc ball. So this bay is actually really interesting because as soon as it was released, it shook up the meta like entirely because of how circular it was, heavy, all the weights on the outside, allowing it to like really be as balanced as it could be. Oh, another thing with the UX bays is these center like motif areas don't spin. So you have a normal bay, a normal X bay, and if you were to just put that in there, and you could spin the center. But with the UX bays, that didn't happen anymore. I don't know what the reason was. I think it's super interesting because there's no plastic covering the sticker. The prongs are plastic now instead of metal. So there were some like debuffs. They weren't super overpowered, but some might say that WizardRod should get banned because of how good it is in the current meta. But let's talk about the other pieces now. We have 570, which is the, like I said before, the middle height between 60 and 80. So let me just show you, I guess, examples. So here we have 360. So 360 is the lowest height currently in Hasbro Beyblade X, right? No CX yet, but you can barely tell. It's like slightly taller. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but you do have a few visual cues that this is a 60 ratchet. So you have 3 lines on these this candy shaped area here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that tells you that it's a 60 height. And then you get the 3 from the name of how many contact points there are on the ratchet. This one's called 570 because there's 5 contact points, and the little lines, if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but if you were to pick up one of these bays in person, you could definitely tell. 5 is super good for being able to not burst as much as a 4-sided ratchet. So there's that. You're at least better than a 4-sided ratchet, right? And it does have some pretty good synergy with Rod because you can line up the contact points and give it some extra weight if you wanted to. But then you also have 80 height, which is the tallest height. Actually, I'm a liar. It's actually the second tallest height. The second tallest height in Beyblade X right now, because there is a 385 ratchet, which is, I guess you could say 0.5 millimeters higher than this. Liar, I don't know. But as you can see, it's definitely visible that this one is quite a bit shorter than this one. And here we have the height differences. Definitely you can tell there's like sort of a ridge here as well that shows you that it's an 80 height ratchet. But if you wanted to, you can definitely count the little stakes inside the little candy area here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, it's hard to see on camera, but if you were to pick up one of these bays in real life, definitely could tell. Now we have Disc Ball. Disc Ball, when released, had high hopes because it was the first bit released that had a protrusion around the edge. And people hoped that when it span, it would sort of have like really good life after death like that. But because of how top heavy Beyblade X is, you really needed this to be super heavy or else it would just kind of like topple over. And that happens a lot more than often. So it's unfortunate that it wasn't super competitive upon release, though I am seeing some crazy combos. And I'm hoping that I can get something good to work with this. I have heard Unicorn Sting might be the play, but I'll let you know. If you have any good combos with Disc Ball and that you want to share and maybe see me do a video on, let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to give a like to this video, you know, thumbs up. I do put in a lot of time making and editing these videos, and I'm going to put in double time because I'm going to try to get it out in less than a few days because I want this to be out on March 21st, which is Beyblade Day. Now, we have some other ball bits here. Another thing to mention, it is a low burst resistance bit, so you will be seeing this burst more than something like flat. So you can kind of see the differences in those little ribs there in the middle. This is going to be a lot more protected against bursting, while this is going to burst almost immediately if hit correctly. Now, here is the original ball bit. As you can see, it actually is quite a bit taller than ball, which is probably what leads to it toppling over a lot more, but it also does give height advantage if you're trying to go for that. Let's check the weights. So here we have our trusty scale once more, and let's do the bit first. 3.4 grams, which is, I want to say, more than a cell was. Yeah, 2.617. So 3.4 grams. 3.2. Okay, it's tricking me now. 3. Anyways, super cool, super heavy. I guess. Then you have 570 coming in at 6.8 grams, which is very good for a ratchet. Then we have our blade, WizardRod, coming in at 35.4 grams, which is really good for a blade, especially one that you want to be heavy. Now, let's put that together and see what it is all together. Altogether, you're getting 45.4. Yeah, pretty good. And we will see you at the stadium now, where we can do some test launches and some test battles. Alright guys, here we are at the stadium. We have both WizardRod and DranBuster, and let's do some test launches before we show what bays we're going to go up against. And here's WizardRod. Pretty simple, stamina type. 3, 2, 1, go, shoot. There it is. Go straight to the middle. Yep, that's stamina. Pretty cool. Disc ball is such a large bit that you can just grab it by the bit. Here's DranBuster. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. So yeah, you'll get really fast extreme dashes, but very low stamina. As you can see, it's about to topple over, and I'll just let it topple over. 3, 2, 1, and kaplooey. No? Okay. It's gonna define me a bit, but there's DranBuster's launch. And a cool thing I want to mention is there's a sort of evolution, not true evolution, but upgrades that Dran has gone through. So you have Dran Sword, super cool bay, 3-sided attacker. Then you have Dran Dagger, with 6 blades, really cool. I guess like a rapid attacker. And then you have your DranBuster, which is going for the one-hit KO. For WizardRod, there weren't many evolutions slash upgrade bays. The original was, of course, Arrow Wizard, and it directly, I guess, evolves slash upgrades into Wizard Arrow. There's no other in between like there was for Dran, but I still think the evolution line is pretty sick. It does allow itself to the future of the CX line to have a super cool, I guess, recall to how Wizard Arrow looked, and I'm enjoying that. So let's get into some battles. We'll go with Dran first here. Let's do some defense types. We'll go 2 battles against each of these. We have Helm Knight and we have Night Helm, sorry, and we have Rhino Horn. So let's get into that. Rhino Horn first. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Then DranBuster. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa. Okay. And the disrespect too, but DranBuster with 2 points, getting it straight into the pocket, which is super cool. Also, if you don't know how points work, pockets, got 2 of them, are worth 2 points. A burst, so when it comes apart like that, that's also worth 2 points. Then you have the extreme zone, which is if a bay comes out into this pocket, that's worth 3 whole points, and a simple stamina finish is worth 1 point. Just so we have a clear basis on that. We'll do one more battle with Rhino Horn. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And it came back out of the pocket, saving itself just to pretty much die of stamina right here. There was a big hit, but nothing. That's a point to Rhino Horn, actually. But there are 2 battles with Rhino Horn. Let's go and move on to the next bay. We have Night Helm. Night Shield, actually. Why am I calling this Night Helm? This is Night Shield. Anyways. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Okay. We're gonna redo that one. It actually hit right as soon as I was launching it, so we're gonna make sure that's a fair launch. So 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa. Okay, big hits from both sides. And somehow DranBuster was able to destabilize Night Shield enough to take the stamina win. So let's do another battle, and before we move on to Wizard Arrow. So 3, 2, 1. Sorry, WizardRod. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa. Okay. That was actually an extreme finish. Went into the pocket. I thought at that moment that DranBuster was actually going to lose all stamina and not do anything, but it was able to get the one-hit KO. Super awesome. Will definitely try this out in my future decks. If you guys have any ideas for a DranBuster combo, let me know down in the comments, and I'll try it and let you guys know what happens. Now, moving on to WizardRod. We already know it's a stamina Beyblade, so I thought about putting it up against two attackers. We have Hasbro naming Keel Shark, but Tegratomi naming Shark Edge, and Phoenix Wing, or Wing Phoenix if you're a Hasbro Blader only. And these two are top tier attackers, but these are in their stock configurations, so they're not going to be the best, but they will still pack a punch. So let's go ahead and show WizardRod that these can still do something even though they're stock. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Here's Shark. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. So we are getting some big hits, but WizardRod is just such a good stamina type that even in a stock combination, it can beat other stock. So let's go 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa, big hit there. And Shark gets the knockout. That's 2 points. Super cool. Still can get knocked out. Don't think it's the end all be all when you're going up against a wizard. But that just shows how bad Ball is. It's so easy to get knocked out. But let's try it against Phoenix now. See if we can get some better performance out of the rod. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Blowing off those hits like nothing. It looks like another victory for WizardRod. It's gonna take all those hits and keep on spinning. Let's do another one before we move on. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And it looks like a self KO from Phoenix. We'll throw another one at it just so we can see some actual battling. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa, crazy hits. Kind of funny to see these two in their stock configurations and still having a good time, even though they are in their stock. They are still really strong bays. Now, let's go ahead and put this up against DranBuster just to see how they fare against each other. And we'll go Wizard first. 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Whoa, big hits, both parties. And it already looks like DranBuster is out of steam. There goes stamina win for the rod. But let's do that one more time and we'll go to my final thoughts. So 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Wow, okay. DranBuster for the burst, doing exactly what it's supposed to. Super cool. Fortunately, Rod had to be on stock for that battle, but it still did show us in the first one that it's really good at what he can do, being a stamina tyrant. Anyways, let's go to my final thoughts. Alright, final thoughts. Both of these bays are equally as good in their own right. Like, you have WizardRod, which is no doubt stamina king, right? And then you have DranBuster, which is a great attack type, especially if you know how to use it. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you some really good competitive combos with these bays. So, DranBuster, you're definitely going to want to use it on 160 matches perfectly with its shape, giving it the one-hit knockout capabilities, and you're going to want to try rush and or low flat. A cell is good, but not as good as low flat. Low flat allows you to get lower, snipe ratchets, get those bit bursts, while also giving you a much more faster and worthwhile sort of glass cannon feeling when you're attacking. And I do want to say, for WizardRod, the most obvious combo you're going to want to put out this thing on is going to be 960 ball. So 960 allows it to have the ratchet stay inside the blade, protecting it from bursting, and ball, best stamina bit right now. I have seen people put it on 160, giving it sort of an unbalanced counter attacker feel to it, but 960 ball is the most common and the most consistent combo that you can put it on. Now I want to thank you all for watching the entire video. As you can indeed tell, I did get a new camera, so the quality is a smidgen better, and I hope you guys aren't getting too tired of me posting Beyblade videos. I do really enjoy Beyblade, and there's just been so many opportunities that have presented themselves for me to make these kinds of videos. Now, I do really want to make something with Nerf in the future, so if you want to see me do a review on one of my modified blasters, let me know. That would be super fun for me to do, and I definitely want to do one. So I just need the right motivation. And with rotation coming, I do have a few fun decks that I do want to talk about. So if you want me to do a Pokemon TCG video, let me know. I'll probably be doing a solitaire play testing type video. Anyways, I hope you had a great Beyblade day. March 21st, 3, 2, 1, go shoot, let it rip. Depends how you grew up. But I do also want to let you know I have a huge shipment of a lot of Tagaratomi Japanese bays coming in from Bays and Bricks. Shout out Bays and Bricks, really good website. Don't have a code for it, unfortunately, to give you. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get sponsored by them. But if you're looking for Beyblades, Bays and Bricks is a really good place to go. They have all of the new UX, BX, and soon to be released CX bays coming out. And if you want to buy that super premium collection with for Beyblade Day, go ahead and check over there. They have the pre-sale going on, and it will be shipped to you as soon as it is released. But if you guys want to see a review on any of these bays here, let me know. They are the ones that I did order, so either expect to see a review video on them or a combo idea video on them. And I think that's pretty much it. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye.